Jennifer Stay from Coloring Pages Bliss, and I am excited to show you how to make this gel pen clutch that I have designed out of two 9x12 clasp envelopes. And the great thing about it is it holds anywhere from 36 to about 40 different gel pens. Right now I have my Sakura Gelly Roll gel pens in it, but in a minute we're going to make one that will be loaded up with my GelWriter pens, and it will hold 40 of my GelWriter gel pens in it. And while you're using it, it stands up, which is fantastic, so you can see all the pens you're using. And when you're not using it, it folds flat, clasps shut, so your pens won't fall out, and then it goes right into your bag so you can take it with you. So let's get started by telling you what you need to collect from around your house. Okay, first off, you're going to need 9x12 envelopes, and you're going to want to buy the type that have the clasp on it. These I picked up at my dollar store. It comes 6 a bag for $1, and they proclaim them to be heavyweight, although you know it's dollar store, so it's dollar store quality. The type I've purchased at, say, Walmart or my office store are a little bit nicer quality, so it's up to you the type you buy, but these have worked just fine for me. You're also going to need an X-Acto knife. I picked this up at my local craft store for just a few dollars, so you probably have one already. If not, a pair of scissors will work at home. It's just not going to be quite as useful as an X-Acto knife for this project, so either one will work. You're also going to want some packing tape. We're going to use this for reinforcing the edges of the clutch so that it will last longer and it'll be easier to move the pens in and out. And you're going to want some sort of double stick tape. They have this at the dollar store, not exactly this type. They have just the standard double-sided tape, but I've got this type that's on a roll, and it rolls out and works really great and fast and easy. Now, if you also want to decorate your clutch the way I have, you're going to want some washi tape. This time we're going to use this cute green pattern. And you're going to need your gel pens. It will help to form the shape of the clutch as we're working. So get about 40 gel pens, and like I said, these are my GelWriter pens that I'm going to be putting into a clutch this time. My GelWriter pens came in a nice stadium stand. You've seen videos before of my GelWriter pens. There's a link to that in the description of this video, so go check that out. But from time to time, I want to take those pens out of the stadium stand, put them in my bag with me, and take them with me, and then when I'm done with them I can take them home and take them out of the clutch and put them back in the stadium stand. So let's get started. Okay, the very first envelope, what we need to do is seal it shut. So I'm going to moisten it and seal it shut. Now we're going to fold it in half. I'm going to grab the handle of my X-Acto knife and use it to really press that seam. Now I'm going to use my X-Acto knife, and what we want to do is slice along this line that we just created, but we're only going to cut the top layer, not the bottom layer of the envelope. So the way we're going to do that is with our X-Acto knife, just pierce right here to get it started, and then turn your X-Acto knife and we're just going to go in between the layers now. It's okay if you get 2 layers cut there, because with our packing tape we're going to reinforce and fix that little cut that we just made. But from here on out we want to make sure that we're only cutting the top layer. And as soon as you get it big enough hole, you can shift over to your scissors and carefully cut the top layer. with your X-Acto knife, we're going to cut this seam right here about 1/2 inch down here and about 1/2 inch down here. So just come in between the layers and just roughly about 1/2 inch. Right there. And again 1/2 inch right here. And do the same down here, about 1/2 inch on both sides. Okay, now we're going to take this layer here, bring it up, and fold it down. And use your X-Acto knife again to make sure that seam is nice and flat. And do the same thing again here. Okay, now when we bring this up like this, you can see we've created 2 pockets, and this is where the gel pens are going to sit. So we want to reinforce this with our packing tape before we go any farther. So first we're going to put a piece of packing tape on this part of the envelope. It's going to be loud. Okay, I put the tape like that and then lift the envelope up and fold it down and inside. And that will reinforce the lip of the envelope. And it's okay if it doesn't come all the way to the edge because we're going to lay a piece of packing tape along here. Let's do the other side. Okay, now we're going to reinforce the bottom of each pocket. Okay, and now we're going to reinforce along each side. And this one you want to pull out just a little bit longer than you would expect, because we can trim off the extra. And just go ahead and go right over your pockets, because we can open that up. I'll show you that here. And I usually start right here and press this nice and flat. Bring that around, press it good and flat. And then we'll use our X-Acto knife and you just lift up the pocket a little bit and put your X-Acto knife right in there. That slice is really easy. I'm going to bring it around. There we go. And then we'll use our scissors to carefully trim off the extra tape along the bottom. Just like that. And then we're going to repeat the same process on the other side. Okay, now it's nicely reinforced on all the edges that will be taking any kind of abuse. And now we need to load up our envelope. And it goes pretty quick and easy. We're going to put 20 of my GelWriter pens on each side. And you want to kind of take your time. It's going to help stretch out the bottom, and you want to make sure you sort of push this pen down all the way. Bring my pens over. And you can organize these pens if you want to by color or by type, like all your glitters together, all your metallics together. Another way you can do this is mount a piece of paper there if you'd like to. That's white with a sample swatch of each pen. But I plan to change the colors that I put in my gel pen clutch depending on the project that I'm coloring. So I'm not going to bother with putting any kind of swatch there. That's up to you. So there's 20 pens on this side. Let's turn it over and fill up the other side. Okay, that's how it's looking so far. I usually stand it up and make sure all the pens are down to the bottom of the envelope, and it looks so nice and holds them so snug and tight. But we don't want them to fall out, and we want them to have a cover to keep them nice and secure in our bag. So that's where the second envelope comes in. So let's slide this to the side and get out a second envelope. Now let's prepare this envelope, and the way we're going to do that is with our scissors. We're going to cut off just a small amount on each side of this envelope, just the long sides, leaving the bottom intact. Now it can open up into this nice long piece. We bring over our clutch, and this piece is going to get secured right here to the front of our clutch. Now, if you want to decorate this piece before you tape it down or write anything on it, then now is a great time to do it. And I've got my washi tape here that I would like to put a little piece on, and I probably want it just along the bottom edge, and I'm going to be gluing this or taping this down about right here, and the bottom edge is about right here. So with a pencil, I'm just going to roughly mark where I want that washi tape. And fold it around and underneath like that. We're going to shift over to using our double-sided tape, and we want to tape this on pretty good. So I'm going to turn this over, and kind of using my washi tape as a guide, I'm going to put a row right below the washi tape, because I know that's about where the bottom of the clutch is, all the way up to there. And then I'm going to follow the curve of the envelope and a couple extra pieces just for good measure. Okay, line this up about where I want the clasp. And press it down. Really good. The next thing that we're going to decorate and attach is this section here. We want to sort of measure and get it where we want it. So we're going to lift up these tabs. The first time I lift them up, it's always a little tricky. So you can use your X-Acto knife if you want to lift these up. Bring this down. And you want to sort of shift the envelope hole down. And that's going to give you a little wiggle room in case you decide to load it up with a fatter gel pen or something changes a little bit as we tape. That way you'll know it works. Okay. And then you want to bring your hands up like this and then fold this down. And that is where the top of your clutch is. And you want to lift and just finger press a fold along the top of your clutch. And then lift it up and bring it down and around and finger press the other side. And that gives you the top of your clutch. Okay. And that's just a temporary, in sewing it's called finger pressing, and then you would take it to your iron and do a permanent press. See how we can just sort of see where that line was. So now that we have the gel pens out of the way, we can line things up along that spot and give it a really good crisp press with our finger, and then bring back in that handle of the X-Acto knife and press that down really good. And then find that other finger press, which I can see it right here, and do the same thing. Line up everything really good and press that down, forming the top of the clutch. And then this is where we can do a little more decorating with our washi tape. And because this is going to be seen when you open it up, I'm going to take the washi tape, not just along the top, but underneath as well. And just sort of travel right along here. And meet it up right there. Okay, and then I would like a little piece of washi tape around here to give it a nice trim. And I'm going to do the same thing I just did and have the trim be on the front and on the inside of the flap, so it looks nice from either side. Okay, let's see how that's looking so far before we do any permanent taping here. It'll be, bring this open again. This is good. And then this will be the top of the clutch. It's looking good. Okay. Now we're going to, this is going to turn out to be the actual stand of the clutch. So this is going to be the last thing we tape or secure down. So let's move to the back of the clutch now. And you want to flatten this clasp. Well, actually, we want it closed down on it for this part, so we make sure it stays where it needs to. Okay, turn your clutch over. We're going to find where the bottom of the clutch is again and do that finger pressing. We learned how to do. For this, we can lift this up and tuck this under to get the finger press on the bottom. Just like that. There's our finger press. And fold that. Get a nice crisp fold. Okay. Now if you want any decorating on the back with your washi tape, now is the time to do it. So I'm just going to do a piece along here. Really simple and cute. Okay. So now we know where the base of the clutch on the back is. So we're going to unfasten the front so we can work with it a little easier here. And then just make sure you flatten this down so when you turn it over it doesn't squash these tabs in a weird way. I learned that the hard way. Okay, so the only place we have this tape so far is right here. So we're going to get it taped at the back of the clutch. And where you need to tape it right here along the bottom and reserve a little space along here so we can access the pens easily. We're going to start by taping it along the bottom. So push this back and away. You can see where we've creased it and where your washi tape is. So we're going to put our row of tape right here. And this is going to be taped right here. Bring it on up. Line it up on both sides. Press it down and tape it really good. Lots of pressure here. Okay, and then we want this to fold down about right here to reveal the pens on this side and give the caps plenty of room. Good. I'm going to do one more piece of washi tape for decoration here. We're going to apply our double-sided tape along here to just hold the rest of this cover in place. Here and along here. And you can add a few extra pieces here just for reinforcement. And oh, good. Okay, bring it on down and lay it nice and flat. Some good pressure. Okay, now it should come up and over and clasp shut really nice. And then we can work on the stand, which is all this extra here. Look how nice it's looking. Okay, so this is still nice and open here, and the top is all closed off and secure. So what you're going to do is lift this up like this. And you don't want to lift it too far because there's a lot of pressure right here. Now we did reinforce that with tape, but it will tear. It's only as strong as a certain point. So what we're going to do is fold this back on itself right here. We've already done it along here when we were establishing the back, but we haven't done that here yet. So we want to fold this back on itself and create a crease. And when you fold all that in, it tucks in really nice. And you have a lot of extra paper there. So we have a few options of what we can do. We're going to first off determine how wide of a stand you want. And what I've found is this natural point right here where the base of the envelope was originally is a really good spot for the base of our stand. So what I did is, after creating the creases here, I brought this back open. Here's the bottom of the original envelope, and I put a piece of double-sided tape right along there, just above that spot. And then when you bring everything back inside and push it all back in there like this and meet that back up so that the tape meets itself, and sort of squish that together so the tape really adheres. Now it naturally becomes that base. So I'm just going to reach inside and put some pressure on that tape to make sure it's sealed really good. And bring it forward, and I'm just bringing it forward and creasing it really good so when it folds out, the stand is nice. And there you have it. So there is some extra that we can cut off if we want, or just leave it. It's up to you. There you have it. So I'm going to write on here that I made this to fit my GelWriter Gel Pens. So there it is, nice and thin. Stand, let's see what it looks like when it opens up, shall we? Oh, so cool, I love it. That just kind of folds out of the way. Stand works perfect. I can easily grab a pen and put it back in when I'm done. 40 pens ready to go, drop it in my bag, and I'm ready to do art. And as soon as I want to take it home and put it back in the stadium stand that it came in, I can swap it out for a new set of 40 and I'm good to go. Really cool. I love finding inexpensive ways to organize my art supplies. Let's go make some art. Thanks for joining me. I hope that you will make one of these awesome clutches. If you do, comment below and let me know how it turned out for you. And please give it a like if you enjoyed this video and share it with someone who you think would also love to make a gel pen clutch. Thanks for joining me and have a wonderful, colorful, and organized day. Bye-bye, everybody.